All right, so let's dive into something I know a lot of you are thinking about. Building an online business that actually makes money, even when you're not working on it all the time. You sent us Brett McFall's book, How to Make Money While You Sleep. And I got to say, that title alone is pretty catchy, right?
Oh, yeah.
But can you actually set up a system that'll just make money while you're sleeping? That's where our expert comes in. They really know how to cut through all the hype and find those nuggets of wisdom. The stuff that actually matters.
Well, McFall's book is all about empowering people, even those who aren't tech-savvy, to create profitable online businesses. And his main argument is that the internet is a huge opportunity. But the real question is, does his 7-step plan actually live up to that make money while you sleep promise?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
Let's break it down.
Okay, so step 1 is finding your niche. McFall really emphasizes this, but honestly, I've tried some online stuff before and really messed that up. For our listener who's really serious about this, what's the biggest mistake to avoid when picking a niche?
I think the biggest trap is trying to appeal to everyone. You think the bigger the audience, the better. But that's not always true. McFall gives a great example. Imagine you're selling handmade dog collars. Instead of targeting every dog owner out there, think more specific, like owners of French bulldogs who love unique, colorful accessories. Suddenly, you're not just another seller. You're the expert for that specific group.
Right. It's about connecting with the right people, not trying to reach everyone. So you've found your niche. What's next?
McFall says you need a product, and he's a big fan of information products like eBooks, courses, downloadable guides. The great thing is they have low overhead, no physical inventory, no shipping, just your knowledge packaged up and ready to sell.
Okay, that automation aspect is definitely appealing. But to be honest, I'm a little skeptical. A lot of people overpromise on that.
Sure.
What makes McFall different?
He's not just selling the dream. He's also laying out the realities. He talks about profit margin scalability, reaching a global audience, all the good stuff. But he also stresses the importance of step 3, crafting a really strong sales message. And this is where your copywriting skills come in.
So this is where his background as a copywriter comes in handy. He knows how to make things sound good.
It's more than that. It's about understanding your niche's pain points. What are their problems? What are they searching for? Then you tailor your message to show how your product is the answer. McFall even gives tips on structuring your sales page, using testimonials strategically, things like that.
Okay, so we've got a niche, a product message that converts. It's all coming together. But how do people actually find this amazing product?
That's step 4, website design. And it's not about fancy graphics or animations. McFall talks about clarity and ease of use. Your website should guide visitors to your product.
Right, you want a design that shows your expertise, builds trust, and makes buying easy. Clear calls to action testimonials near the buy button, maybe even a sample chapter to show the value. I've seen that work really well.
Exactly.
It's like giving people a taste before they commit.
And speaking of getting people to commit, McFall's next step is all about traffic generation. He recommends a mix of SEO, that's search engine optimization, making sure your website shows up in search results, social media marketing, and even paid advertising.
So you got to get the word out there. McFall talks about SEO, which is so important for getting found organically, but he also emphasizes building an email list.
Right. That's step 6, email marketing. He sees it as the key to building relationships, not just sending out sales pitches. It's about offering valuable content, establishing yourself as an expert, and turning those leads into loyal customers.
This is making me realize how much work goes into building an online business, even if the product is digital.
You're absolutely right. And that's where McFall's final step, affiliate marketing, can be a game changer. But that's a whole other discussion, and I think we need to unpack that carefully.
Agreed. So we've covered the first 6 steps of McFall's plan: niching down, creating your product, crafting a great sales message, designing a user-friendly website, driving traffic, and building relationships through email. It's a lot to take in, I know. But stick with us, because next we're going to dive into information products, their challenges and opportunities, and whether they really are the key to making money while you sleep. Okay, welcome back. We're still digging into Brett McFall's How to Make Money While You Sleep, and that 7-step plan of his. We just finished talking about email marketing and how to build those customer relationships. But now let's get into what McFall thinks is the product: information. Is that the real secret to making money in your sleep?
It's a pretty interesting idea, right? You're basically turning your knowledge into something people can buy instantly. And the overhead is super low. You don't have to deal with factories or shipping or inventory. It's just your knowledge packaged up and ready to go.
Yeah, I get that. It definitely sounds simpler than selling something physical. But wouldn't that mean there's a ton of information products out there already? Everyone seems to have an online course these days.
Yeah, it's a crowded market for sure. But McFall addresses that. He talks about how to stand out from the crowd. And remember how we talked about finding your niche? That's even more important here.
So it's not just about creating a general course. You got to be really specific.
Right. Instead of how to write a blog post, think how to write amazing blog post headlines for vegan food bloggers. Now you're not competing with every writer out there. You're the expert for a very specific audience.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. But let's talk about quality for a second. How do I know if an information product is actually good?
That's a great question. And this is where McFall's advice gets really interesting. He talks about establishing your authority and building trust. You can even offer guarantees to make people feel more comfortable buying, like money-back guarantees or free trials.
That makes sense. If you believe in your product, a guarantee shows you're confident. But honestly, creating a really high-quality information product can't be easy.
It definitely takes work. It's not just throwing together some slides. McFall talks about doing your research, making your content engaging, and even using things like video or audio to keep people interested.
He also talks a lot about his own journey, right? From a bored copywriter to this online business expert. It's inspiring, but how much of his success was just luck, being in the right place at the right time?
His story is definitely compelling. He was one of the first people to do this online business stuff, but I think what's more important are the principles he learned. He talks about always learning, adapting to changes, and experimenting.
So it wasn't just luck. It was hard work and smart thinking.
Exactly, and that's something anyone could do. Remember how he had that aha moment when he realized he could create his own information product?
Yeah.
He's clear that it wasn't a magic solution. He still had to put in the effort, build his audience, and keep improving his strategies.
Okay, so it wasn't like he just suddenly became a millionaire.
No.
But speaking of suddenly, let's go back to that idea of making money while you sleep. Is that actually possible with these information products? Or is that just marketing hype?
Well, that's where we got to separate the dream from reality. True automation is possible to a certain extent. You can set up systems to deliver your product automatically, process payments, and even handle some basic customer service stuff.
So someone could be buying your ebook while you're sleeping.
Exactly.
And they'd get it right away.
Yeah. But, and this is important, even with automation, you still have to put in some effort to keep things running. You got to handle customer support, fix any technical problems, update your content, and keep up with changes in the market.
So it's more about using automation to free up your time, not completely eliminating the need to work.
Right.
It's like having a garden.
Exactly.
You can set up sprinklers, but you still got to weed and prune and take care of it.
That's a perfect analogy. And it's something McFall emphasizes. He's not saying you can just sit back and do nothing. He's saying you can build a business that makes money without you constantly working on it.
Okay, so maybe make money while you sleep is a little oversimplified, but the idea of having a business that works for you, even when you're not working, that's still pretty awesome. I'm guessing there's some other things to keep in mind, though, right? When it comes to expectations for this whole online business thing.
Definitely. We got to talk about patience, perseverance, and managing those expectations.
All right, listeners, stay tuned. We're going to get into what it really takes to build a successful online business and how to be realistic about this whole journey. And we're back. Finishing up our look at Brett McFall's How to Make Money While You Sleep, we've covered a lot. From picking your niche to writing great sales copy. We even talked about whether passive income is really a thing. But before you go start building your online empire, let's talk about expectations.
Yeah, that's important. That whole make money while you sleep thing sounds great. But you got to remember that success takes time. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme. McFall himself says he had to work hard, learn constantly, and be willing to adapt.
So his book is more like a guide. It shows you the way, but you still got to do the work.
Exactly. And like any journey, there'll be bumps along the way, challenges, setbacks, times when you might want to give up. But the people who stick with it, who learn from their mistakes, those are the ones who succeed.
You know what? I've had my own online projects that failed. But looking back, those failures taught me a lot, more than any success ever could.
That's a great point. I think McFall is getting at that, even if he doesn't say it directly. It's about enjoying the process, the ups and downs, and seeing every challenge as a chance to learn.
So patience and sticking with it are important. But how do we keep our expectations realistic? It's easy to get caught up in the hype. especially with all those ads online promising to make you rich quick.
It's like anything else that's worthwhile. It takes time. Building a successful business is a marathon, not a sprint. And one of the biggest mistakes people make is comparing themselves to others, especially those who seem to have overnight success.
Yeah, it's like social media. You only see the good stuff, not all the hard work behind it.
Right. So focus on your own progress. Celebrate your wins. Every step forward is a step in the right direction.
So maybe McFall's book won't guarantee you'll make money while you sleep, but it can definitely help you if you're willing to put in the work and be smart and realistic about it.
If you're passionate about something,
Yeah.
and you're ready to share your knowledge with the world, building an online business can be really rewarding. But the real key is to focus on helping people, not just making a quick buck.
That's a great point. It's not about tricks or shortcuts. It's about building something real, something that helps others.
Think about what you know. What skills do you have that people would pay for? What problems can you solve? Those are the things that can make a successful business.
And don't forget to check out the show notes. We've got links to resources we mentioned and some extra stuff we think you'll find helpful.
We'd love to hear what you think. What did you learn from our deep dive? What questions do you have about building an online business? Come chat with us on social media.
So as you start your online journey, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Embrace the challenges, celebrate your wins, and never stop learning. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be making money while you sleep. But more importantly, you'll be building a business that you love. That's all for today. Keep diving deep and keep dreaming big.